Alright folks, so what we have here is the President Taylor FCC CB radio. In today's video we're going to open this box up, we're going to take a look at this, and we're going to walk through the controls. Before we get started, I did want to say that I was contacted by President Electronics, and they asked if I would do a video review of this radio. I like CB radios and like video reviews, so of course I said yes. So they sent me this radio free of charge in exchange for this video review. I'll include a link to this website below. But here you can go and you can get all the specifications on the Taylor FCC radio. You can also download a PDF version of the user manual from this link. Most importantly, President Electronics is running a promotion on this radio where you can get $20 off by filling out a form and sending in a copy of your receipt. The promotion runs through April 15 of 2020, so you want to take advantage of that if you can. You can pick this radio up at the different radio shops, maybe truck stops. I don't know. I haven't been to one of those in about 20 years. But I'll include a link to Amazon where you can pick this radio up for $128.85, and then you can apply the promotion after that. So taking a look at the box of this radio, you can see it's 12 and 24 volts. And the reason they do that is you can put this on equipment, typically like farm equipment or something like that runs on a 24 volt system as opposed to a 12. On the back of the box is a diagram of the radio, so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. And that seems to be about it. An advertisement for Vox and the automatic squelch control. Let's go ahead and get this baby open. It's packaged quite well to protect it in transit. It comes with the President's sticker and an instruction manual, which is written in a couple of languages. I think one of them is Portuguese, but I don't know. I can barely speak English. Anyhow, the manual is quite detailed and written very well. It goes over installation instructions, antenna placement, and then all the functions of the radio. It's really well done. Here is the mounting bracket that comes with the radio, which is nice if you want to put it in your car. And it comes with the 6-pin President electronic microphone. This microphone has a push-to-talk button on the side and up and down channel selectors on top. Here, I'll try to get a zoom in of the connector. Hopefully you can see that. Comes with a bag of parts, screws, washers, grommets, and extra fuse. And then we have the radio. Let's get the radio out of the bag. Here you can see it comes with a pre-tinned power line. It's fused at, I believe it's 5 watts. I really like the look of this radio, the silver front. Here on the back you have a generous heat sink, a speaker on the bottom, a quick "hey, did you wire this right" sticker. You can see the antenna connector. It has a jack for a speaker, a jack for a PA system, and then a Vox jack. Here on the front you can see all the controls. We're going to go ahead and we're going to step through all these so you can get an idea of what features and functions it comes with. But the controls work nice. And again, I really like the silver front on this radio. It gives it a very clean, classic look. Alright folks, so we're going to go ahead and turn on the radio. So the first thing I want to show everybody is that this radio has automatic squelch control. So when I turn it on, you can hear that the squelch is suppressed. And then I can go ahead and adjust it accordingly if necessary. Most of the time with a President radio, I just leave the ASC on. A strong signal will come in and it'll break the squelch. Alright, so I have the microphone connected. As I showed earlier, the microphone has an up and down for channel selection. And then a push to talk. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. When I do the test, you can see the meter over here swing and tells me what my wattage output is. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. And right there we were right at 4 watts. There's also a signal meter on this that we'll take a look at. And I guess we'll take a look at it now. So when I switch to a weather station, you saw that jump. We'll cover weather stations in a couple minutes. Anyhow, taking a look at the front panel of the radio, starting over on the left-hand side, there is a rubber grommet. Let's see if I can get this thing out. That is in a USB port. This is a 5-volt, 2.1 amp USB port. You can charge a cell phone or another device off of that. This switch, which is programmable, in the center is its off position. Up is emergency channel 1, down is emergency channel 2. Those are 9 and 19 by default. Next is your high cut noise blanker and automatic noise limiter. All the way down is off. I'll turn this up so you can hear it. In the middle is just the blanker and the automatic noise limiter. That's where I would leave it most of the time. If I'm in a car and I want to refine my signal, I can turn up into the top setting, which includes high cut noise blanker and automatic noise limiter. This button all the way up is on CB. The middle selection is CB and your talkback. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. And then all the way down is on your PA. Now you'll notice that your AM signal here will blink. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go into the programming menu. And you do that by pressing this function button. Let me start at color. If I want to adjust the color, I press this again and it gives me different options. I think green's probably the best for the video. The next thing I want to do is I can key up and that'll take me back out of the menu selection. We're back in the menu selection and this adjusts the dimmer. So I can turn that on and as you can see I can go 1 through 9 and adjust the brightness of the display. The next setting is for your keypad beep. Here I have it on, so when I do things like this you can hear the beep. If I press the function key and I set it to off, actually let me peel this off, that might help. I set it to off, press the function again, notice no beep. I like the beep, so I'm going to turn it back on. Whoops. Next is my Roger beep setting. Here you can see that it is off. If I turn it on, there you go. Keying up will take me back out of the menu. And now when I do a talkback test 1 2, test 1 2, you can hear the Roger beep. I generally turn that off, so I'm going to turn it back off. Oops. Now, what's really nice about this radio is it gives you the ability to test your SWR. So we're testing SWR right now. And you hear a constant tone. Now, if my SWR signal was bad, it would start to beep. Here it's reading 1 to 1.5, which is pretty good. If it was 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, it would beep instead of a solid tone. The reason that Taylor does this, the Taylor radio does this, is so you can adjust your SWR remotely. So if you have a truck or a car where this radio is mounted and you have to adjust your antenna outside of the vehicle, you can turn your radio up and you can listen to that tone as you tune in your SWR. It's actually really handy. Next thing is emergency. So you saw before where I showed you the emergency channels. Here, I'm just going to quickly set it to 10. We're going to exit. Now, if I flip my emergency channel 1, now it's on 10 and not 9. Pretty simple, right? There I can set emergency channel 2. This is where I can set my Vox level. I never use Vox because I don't want to say something and have it go across on the radio. Now this is where I can adjust my PA settings. Right here it says line. If I press function, I can turn it off. Or I can go to PA. And then this is the mic type. So the radio comes with electronic mics. That's what I leave it on. I can set this to a D4 if I want. Or back to electric. And then here you can reset the radio to its factory original configuration by doing a reset all. That's the only option that's there. And we just reset the radio. And as you can see, it's in red. The next thing I want to show you is the weather alert. And so I can push this button and it takes me to the weather channels.
M42 broadcasting from the National Weather Service.
So 3 is the one that works best for me. I hit this button again and I'm out. Now if I hold this button down for a long press, let's see if you can see that there's an A that pops up on the display. And that means that it'll continuously scan, and if it hears an alert tone on any of the weather frequencies, it'll start playing it. Anyhow, that is the interface for this radio. So I've played around with quite a few CBs, and I really like this one. So I want to say a big thank you to President Electronics for sending this out to me for this video review. I want to thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead and click thumbs up, share, or even subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks, everybody.